Alright, so Shalom, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Wakag, Wadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Barakatah Yasha Allah, Barakatah Yahweh, Kahla, Kahla, Shalom, Shalom, Halawayah, Halawayah. Gonna give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach them well, overseeing the construction of the tabernacle of David, a more perfect tabernacle. Shalom to the Akim, while Aqua scattered abroad, and shalom to the believers. Gonna get straight into the lesson. Gonna play this video clip from the article. Congressman wears mask on House floor with not so secret message.
House floor, which is a Republican member of Congress wearing a mask that says, "Let's go, Brandon." This is South Carolina Congressman Jeff Duncan. And for the uninitiated, this stems from a crowd at a NASCAR race yelling F Joe Biden, but it was during the speech of the winner, Brandon Brown, and a commentator thought that the crowd was saying, "Let's go, Brandon." So this is really just a substitute for F Joe Biden. And you have a member of the House wearing this on the floor.
I think it's a natural evolution from where we've been going over most of this past year, which has been basically, whatever comedy that the Biden folks hoped was going to be there in Congress, hoping that the fever, quote unquote, as they put it, was going to break after Trump, was not going to break. That Trump has these diehard supporters, and there are people who, frankly, are not in Congress at this point to legislate. They're in Congress to troll, and they're in Congress to get attention, and they're in Congress to basically attack and not to do something that involves working with other lawmakers. And that's what you see. I mean, there's nothing serious about this. This is literally done so that he will get attention, and it's working. It's just that it involves being on the House floor, which once upon a time was supposed to be something more of a respected space, and a space that was treated differently. And as we saw on January 6th, there are plenty of people who don't see it that way.
This is a single entendre, by the way. You explained it very well, what "Let's Go Brandon" means, but it's just a mask that says F Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. That's what it's doing, and that's from a U.S. congressman on the House floor.
Yes, it's a huge breach of a norm that you would, I don't even know how to describe this as a norm, because this is just something that I never would have even imagined somebody was going to be doing, was wearing a mask with that message. But again, the goal is all about agitating. The goal is all about getting people upset. That's the point. I think there's that Adam Serwer column about the cruelty is the point. The trolling is the point too, and that's where we're at now. But again, as you say, we are talking about a sitting congressman.
Y'all see it, man. More division, man. Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah is stirring up the pot. Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah is stirring up the pot, man. To the point where people are being blatant with it, man. Like, you heard the lady say, the Senate floor was once a place where, you didn't really see stuff going on like that, man. You didn't really see people, how shall I say, for lack of better terms, being blatant with stuff like that, especially in my time, and of course, you've always had, and of course, you've always, in Babylon the Great, we've always had, division amongst the people, division amongst, the politicians, division amongst, division in regards to ideologies and likes and dislikes. But right now, we're seeing everything come into a boiling point, man. To the point where people are really, kind of fed up, man, especially now, because, like the scriptures say, Matthew 12:25, and Yahushua knew the thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom, every last one of them, any kingdom you can think of, any kingdom that has been, or that has been, it says every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, every last one of them. Because when you're not on a unified front, and when you're not unified in your ideologies, unified and your intentions, unified in your quote unquote patriotism, which is the love for your country, if I'm not mistaken. If you're not on one accord with things like that, what happens? It's gonna be like a power vacuum where people are gonna attempt to what? Seize control so their ideology can be pushed. Or they're gonna not really care, you know? Like if me and you don't see eye to eye, I don't have your best interests at heart, you know. I don't really care if you know, eat, or if you don't take care of certain things in your day-to-day life. I'm not really worried about you like that. And that's how it is, man. Because of the fact that we're in Babylon the Great, and right now you're seeing a division amongst the people on every forefront, and especially with this jab. People don't understand that this jab is very pivotal, because it's stirring so much up, man. It's to a lot of these people, man. This jab is their way out, man. It's their way back to that lifestyle they wanted. And to a lot of people, that jab isn't worth taking. And now you see what's going on in the government today, especially with Joe Butthead, man, and on these top politicians. They're saying they're basically got the American economy and the American way of life in a stranglehold, man. Because they're saying if you don't take this jab, man, there's no going back to normal. There's no going back to the mirth, man. If you don't take this jab, hey, it's pretty much over with. And it says, in every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And what if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself, how shall then his kingdom stand? So how you know what I'm saying? How in the world do you believe that America is going to continue on, man, when you got politicians blatantly coming out with their dislike for Joe Butthead, man? You got senators and governors and politicians literally bucking the system, telling Joe Butthead, we ain't gonna do it, man. We're not gonna go with these mandates. We're not gonna do this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? The mask, which alludes to what F Joe Butthead. You got people, hey, going for the gusto, not really caring about too much of anything. And that brings me to, I think it's Isaiah 13. Slovakia. So this is Isaiah 19, starting at 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it, man. Egypt being referring to what? Babylon the Great. Revelation 11 and 18. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And why is the scriptures calling this place Egypt? Because this is the house of bondage, man. This is bondage for the Israelites, man. And not only is it that, but they have all the most of the Egyptian worship, all the idols, man, all the philosophies and ideologies of Egypt is here in America. And it says, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Meaning what, man? The mindset, the structure, the thing that's moving this country along, man. And it says what? And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man. This is all happening through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, to where you got these Edomites going against these Edomites, man. The on all four fronts, man. The jab versus the unjab, man. That's one of the biggest dividing factors going on today, man. Whether or not people should take the jab. It says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, man. You can see it. You can see it, man. That place is done, man. You can smell it in the air, man. You can see it on the faces of the people, man. It's very. There's a very gloomy and dreadful. Gloomy and dreadful presence, man, in here in this country right now. And as we inch closer and closer to the winter, it's gonna get worse. And me speaking as a man through the spirit, man, this winter is gonna be very rough, man. It's gonna be a very rough winter. A lot of things are gonna go down between December and February, man. Especially, particularly most likely in January, man. And it says, and I will destroy the counsels thereof. Hey, not only is that talking about, the plans of these wicked elite, but then you see how that trickles down to all levels, man. Again, you got this senator or politician, man, on the House floor with a mask that's alluding to saying, fuck Joe Biden, man. Egyptian against Egyptian, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Hey, man, it's a division on all fronts, man. I just want to speak on that real quick because I don't know. I found it very interesting, man, that people are being very bold, man. People are standing up, man. They're speaking out, man. And again, you got division, man. How is America gonna continue on, man? It's Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. With that being said, how about y'all?